I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report.
AutoNation Cadillac.
Yeah, that's in West Palm Beach, very near the studio here in South Florida. I'm speaking in the first person as if I were Agent Lightning, who is our undercover agent. I arrived mid-morning and was greeted by two salesmen as I walked in the door. One of the salespeople was working with a customer, and I thought I was with them and with the other party. The other salesman who was available said hello and asked, "Do you need help today?" I replied yes, and I asked if they had any Escalades available. He said, as a matter of fact, we do, a few of them, including this one on the showroom floor. He gestured to a huge white SUV behind him. It was a new 2024 Cadillac Escalade Sport. I said, perfect. I want to get pricing today, and I plan on moving forward with my husband this evening as long as all the numbers look good. He nodded, asked if I'd like to take a look inside, to which I replied, most definitely. I had one many moons ago. I'm anxious to possibly own one again. He went for the keys and then unlocked it for me to climb into the driver's seat. He had me hold down the start button until it went into demo mode. We're inside. He walked around and had a seat next to me, apologized for not introducing himself, extended his hand for a shake and said, "I'm Abby, A-B-B-I." He then went over all of the many features that this sports utility vehicle offered. I said, I saw online they have the Costco pricing with $1,000 off. He said, we do not discount the Escalades at all and are the only dealership around that sells them just for MSRP. Now that raised the question, and I checked on this, they are a Costco approved dealer.
But here's the thing: they don't have to.
Right.
If they don't want to give the special pricing for that, they don't have to. So
yeah, they didn't make that clear. Right. If they are a Costco approved dealer, and unless they have taken the Escalade off of their Costco pricing sheet, they're obligated by their contract with Costco to give you a very good price, meaning the lower price than they would sell the car for to anyone else. So,
an interesting test, if you search on Costco and go through the whole thing, if I can get a price or a lead on the Escalade, that means they've listed the Escalade, which means there has to be a special price, and then this wasn't true.
And that's important because we don't know here whether this Cadillac dealer, AutoNation Cadillac, was violating the contractual obligation of Costco, or in fact, as Stu said, if they have a car that is so short supply and high demand that they don't want to give you a good price, they cannot put it on the Costco pricing sheet. So, message to all car buyers, really, if you're going to buy a car, you're better off to buy it on the Costco auto buying program, but you have to find a Costco-approved dealer for that is also listing that car that you want to buy. Otherwise, you're right back where you started, and they're just going to negotiate as high a price as they could get. The salesman talking to me now, and he said most other dealerships are selling his Escalades for $10,000 all the way up to $50,000 above MSRP. Now, I don't believe that. It's possible, a year ago or 2 years ago, in the heart of the COVID issue and the microchip shortage and the rest of it, inventories were non-existent, but by his own admission, he has several Escalades in stock. And bear in mind, this is an AutoNation store. I advise people in general, when you're shopping car dealerships, to look at a AutoNation store favorably because they're a publicly owned company. They've been around for a long time. They're one of the first big public companies for selling automobiles, auto dealerships. They're number 2 or number 3 in volume. They used to be the largest retailer. Now they're, I think, the second or third largest retailer of cars. So when you're a publicly traded company, you're in the spotlight. So if you break the law, you do something wrong, it's really bad news because they come after you. There's a lot of money there to be made by the lawyers. So you typically find the publicly owned car companies are more careful about taking advantage of you than the individually owned dealerships. So back to MSRP. I found the Monroney label was sitting on the front passenger seat. So right away, after I just made that little speech about publicly traded companies, here's a publicly traded company, traded on the New York Stock Exchange, breaking the law. Now, if that was any other kind of a company, they're subject to a lawsuit because, see, there's the fiduciary responsibility of the board of directors on a publicly traded company to protect the stock. The fact of the matter is that they're almost as bad as the non-publicly traded. So the minority labels on the front passenger seat, the MSRP was $105,410, and there was no addendum. That doesn't mean much because just because there's no addendum means they're not telling you how they're gouging you with dealer-installed accessories. So you find out later. He didn't offer a test drive, which is just bad salesmanship. It's just, you rarely ever see that. And then asked if I had any questions. I said I'd love to know what my price would be. Walked over to a table. He was a clever salesman. He asked me for my cell number so I could send him my info, but was so polite I couldn't tell him no. So it's a clever way, I say clever in the negative spirit of the word, to get your personal information, which is your cell phone number. So he was clever. He then texted me his business card and had me send him my address and email to his iPhone. Abby, the salesperson, then excused himself to get me pricing and returned a few minutes later. He showed me the price sheet and said he included purchasing and leasing options for me. The top line was MSRP, $105,410. It was labeled AutoNation price. And just as this is just an editorial comment by me, that's a lot of money for Escalade. I mean, the Escalade is a General Motors product. It's like a giant Suburban. It's like a fancy Suburban. Mm-hmm. So here they're. If you think of a Chevy Suburban and a Cadillac Escalade, I don't see $105,000 sticker price. And then on top of the $105,000, they added $699 for dent protection. There's junk added dealer installed accessory, insurance. $699 for appearance protection, more junk dealer installed. $295 for window tint. $199 for electronic filing fee, which is a junk fee. They're trying to make it sound official, like it was charged by the state of Florida, but it's not. It's just profit to the dealer. And a $995 dealer services fee, another junk fee. My real price, instead of $105,000, was $108,297. That was $2,887 over MSRP. And here we are in an area where the production is not limited. There's a lot of Escalades. Cadillac dealers have got them. It's way, way overpriced. I asked, does Cadillac have any special financing options? He replied, no, but you're welcome to get your own financing. We don't specifically work with any one bank. I thanked him, and he said he looked forward to hearing from me soon. He also mentioned that they have one almost identical to the one I looked at, but with only 1,000 miles on it, $15,000 less.
Almost identical.
That's a huge reduction for 1,000 miles. If I were going to buy a car, I'd buy that one. For 1,000 miles doesn't mean much. I said I appreciated that and would definitely talk to my husband about it. He walked me to the door, let me know that if I wanted to see it, it's the last one down there, and he pointed to it. So by the last one down there, I guess he meant for a new one. I'm surprised for a lot of reasons. It was an AutoNation store, and they typically are cut above. In general, if someone asked me on the street, hey, I want to buy whatever it is, what sort of a dealership should I go to? I would say, if you go to an AutoNation store, you're probably going to get treated better than an average dealership. In this case here, this AutoNation store was not up to par. Could be Abby, the salesperson. I don't know. And also the fact that they would be pricing a car like a Cadillac Escalade, which is in great availability supply now. And you could definitely get a much better price than that. Let's hear your vote.
And I'm going to give them a D.
I'm going to say a D.
And I give them an F.
I say a C minus, and that's the lowest grade I've ever given an AutoNation store. And I think it's because of this particular salesperson, and I'll include the manager, because they are cut below AutoNation. And if you look in general, except for AutoNation Cadillac in West Palm Beach. In general, AutoNation stores will give you a better treatment than. It just reinforces you have to shop and compare. Here's a case here that if Agent Lightning, our mystery shopper, really was going to buy a car, she would have checked prices at a couple of other Cadillac dealers, and they would have found out that Abby at AutoNation Cadillac in West Palm Beach was not telling the truth, because I guarantee you other Cadillac dealers down here are not going that far over sticker. You could get sticker price on a Cadillac Escalade in a heartbeat, and you could get even better if you wanted to shop around. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.